YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here to talk about year 3 expectations for Ron Rivera. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case, our Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 4,000 subscribers, so hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. We're ever so close. I believe like 90 away. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Let's get straight into today's video. But first, I have to say happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there, man. It's your day. We love you all, man, and we wouldn't be anything literally without you. We wouldn't be here without you. So happy Mother's Day to you, all the beautiful and wonderful moms out there, man, and inside the world and inside the Washington Commanders fan base and the people that watch my videos. If you're a mom and you watch my videos, first of all, that's amazing, because I love that women watch sports, man. I love it. So if you are inside this small little fan base that we have over here on this channel, man, happy Mother's Day. This is your day. Make sure you embrace your family, enjoy it, because this is your day. And as my man would say, you're the real MVP, as Kevin Durant would say, huh? But without further ado, let's get straight into this video. So, year 3 expectations for Ron Rivera. I want to be blunt and honest with you, man. So year 1, Rivera came in, had to rebuild this whole team from the ground up. I mean, and to this day, I don't think he expected to walk into what he walked into, from the turmoil on the field and a quarterback situation, to the turmoil overhead with Daniel Snyder. I mean, do you remember when he first came in, Quentin Dunbar wanted a new contract or whatever? He had to release him because he was acting crazy, and that turned out to be a great decision by Ron Rivera, because Quentin Dunbar was coming off a good year, and I thought he was CB1 at the time. What is Quentin Dunbar doing now? Nothing. We got a 5th-round pick for the Seattle Seahawks, so we fleeced them. And then Trent Woods, the whole situation with him, we thought Ron Rivera coming in could possibly bring him back. So if we go back to that season, or that offseason, it was wild. It was his first offseason here in Washington, and we were still called the R-words. Then the season comes around, we go 7-9. Ron Rivera had dealt with cancer. COVID was in the full effect. It was in full peak at that time, and no fans was in the stadium. We went 7-9 and made the playoffs. So 2020 was a whirlwind, man. It was ups and downs, and it ultimately ended on the up for me, honestly, because although we lost in that game versus Tampa Bay, with Taylor Heinicke, man, this is before we knew who Taylor Heinicke was, man. This is the game that made Taylor Heinicke the person he is today. With Taylor Heinicke as our quarterback, we actually was competitive versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And a lot has to do with Ron Rivera. So that's 2020. And you fast forward to 2021, you were expecting a year 2 leap from Chase Young, Montez Sweat in year 3. We're expecting Ron Rivera to make progress in year 2. Fans are back in the stadium, so things are starting to become normal again. And what happened? We literally don't get no worse. We literally don't get no better. We finished 7-10 only because of the extra game, but in all reality, if it wasn't for the extra game, we would be 7-9, just like 2020. So we didn't get no better. We didn't get any worse. That draft class didn't perform that well. The first 2 picks, I would say, didn't perform too well. Well, Sam Cosmi did before he got hurt. St. Juice did, but Jamin Davis, a little rough start to his career. But again, we drafted him solely based on projection and what he could reach in 2 to 3 years, not what he can do straight off immediate impact. De'Ami Brown really didn't do anything at all, So John Bates is a guy who I felt like was probably the best rookie, and I think Sam Cosmi or St. Juice would have been, but they both got hurt. So that draft class was, it was meh. But again, that draft class can be good solely based off projection and potential of if these guys, one, can stay healthy, and with Jamie Davis and De'Ami Brown, can they reach their peak? Because again, before St. Juice and Cosmi went down, those guys were balling along with John Bates. So that draft class isn't terrible again, but we drafted solely based off projection with majority of those picks, and they haven't reached them yet, which we know takes time. Then you get to this offseason. You get to this offseason, year 3, Ron Rivera is now out looking for a quarterback. Okay? He's doing anything in his power to get a quarterback. He's going on every media outlet saying we need a quarterback. We're going to do anything for a quarterback. We're desperate. Okay? Tries to get Russell Wilson. Russell picks Denver over us. Tries to get any other quarterback out there that was possibly in trade talks or free agent talks or whatever, and it didn't work. Only quarterback that was able to be successful out there in a trade with us, Carson Wentz. Ron Rivera got Carson Wentz as his quarterback, and I felt like this is the best Ron Rivera could have done with the situation he was in with nobody wanting to come here. So we got Carson Wentz, and we practically have him on a 1-year deal. This is year 3. Ron Rivera talks about... Listen, this is crazy. Ron Rivera talked about year 3 before he even coached his first game here in Washington, because he said it takes 3 to 5 years to change the culture in the military. Okay? So he said year 3 is where he expects to make that monumental leap. This is the season. It's crazy that it's about to be 3 years already, guys, but year 3 is what Ron Rivera said he expects to take that monumental leap. This is the year. So he gets Carson Wentz. He's loading Carson Wentz up with all the weapons around him. Terry's obviously going to get paid. Curtis Samuel's still a question mark, but we expect things out of him. De'Ami Brown, again, question mark, but I think he's going to have a better year too. Can't have a worse one because he really didn't do anything. We just drafted Jahan Dotson in the first round, who we think could be that wide receiver 2 alongside Terry, who we're hoping is going to be that wide receiver 2 alongside Terry. You still got my man Dax Milne. You know what I'm saying? You still got Logan Thomas whenever he comes back from his torn ACL. You got Cole Turner, who you just drafted, who I think is gonna be that wide receiving tight end that we're gonna be missing with Logan Thomas possibly being out for the start of the season. Pass catching tight end, I should say. You still got John Bates, who I think is really, really good and could do the best of both worlds in pass blocking and run blocking. Then you have the offensive line that you bolstered. You got Charles Leno, who you read up on. You got now on the left side, you probably more likely than not going to have Wes Schweitzer start, who I think should start, but they made put Trey Turner there. And then you got Chase Roullier, who was criminally underrated, one of the best centers, if not the best center in all of football. He's going to be back off of that broken leg. Backing him up, you got Tyler Larson, who was really, really solid for us in his absence. Then you go to that right side, you lose Brandon Scherf, but you find a new one in Andrew Norwell, a guy that you reconnect with Ron Rivera, Panther former connection with Andrew Norwell, who's going to be holding down that right guard spot. And then right tackle, you have Sam Cosmi. This is an offensive line unit that was top 10 in the NFL according to PFF last year, and this was with all the motion and all the injuries that we had to shuffle in and out last year. Bodies that we had to shuffle in and out last year due to injuries. So this is a top 10 unit with what happened last year. Imagine if we could stay healthy. And John Masco is a hell of a coach, so I wouldn't be surprised if he could find Trey Turner's success that he had in Carolina back out. Just as Trey Turner's a guy that had 5 years in the Pro Bowl under Ron Rivera, under John Masco. He's been in a slump as of late with the teams that he played for, the Chargers and the Pittsburgh Steelers, but again, he's reconnecting with John Masco. Same with Andrew Norwell, he's reconnecting with John Masco, so hopefully we could find a way to bring those guys back to life. Andrew Norwell wasn't really bad, but I'm talking more so for Trey Turner. More of the story. Year 3 expectations for Ron Rivera. I'm not settling nothing less than double-digit wins. I'm not settling nothing less than double-digit wins. Normally, I go in trying to be realistic, and of course, we're still going to be realistic when the schedule releases, and it releases May 12th. But normally, I go in and lowball ourselves. I'm not doing that this year. There's no reason to do that. There's no reason we shouldn't be at least 10-7. With the talent we have on this roster, we have talent to win double-digit games. With how weak our schedule is going to be, we have a third-place schedule this year. There's no reason why we shouldn't win at least 10 games. You have Carson Wentz, who, with giving weapons, because we still yet to see what he could do with actual weapons, could probably be somewhat of the old Carson Wentz. Somewhat. That's all we need, is just a part of the old Carson Wentz. We don't need the full. It would be great if we got the full old Carson Wentz back, but we just need part of that. Along with the run game that we have now, with AG, who is getting disrespected by a lot of fans out there, and he's still running back one without a doubt. I don't care about drafting Brian Robinson. Antonio Gibson is still the running back on this team. He's still that dude. So stop the AG disrespect, and you re-up on J.D. McKissick, and then you draft Brian Robinson, and you still got my man J.P. Jared Patterson. The talent on this team is amazing, man. It's amazing. And again, with the schedule that we have, with the talent that we have, there's no reason why we should not win at least 10 games. So my year 3 expectations for Ron Rivera is taking that third-year monumental leap like that he liked to say, that he said when he first got this job. It takes 3 to 5 years to change a culture in the military. That's what he says. So in year 3, I'm not expecting nothing less than 10-7. If we get less than 10-7 with this talent on this team, and injuries doesn't play a factor in it, knock on wood, injuries don't play a factor in it, and we don't win 10 games, Ron Rivera needs to be on the hot seat. Straight up. So my year 3 expectations for the Washington Commanders, nothing less than 10-7. I'm not happy with nothing less than 10-7. Okay? So yeah, man, there you have it. Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section. As always, me and boy Juangottiwft, we're on the road to 4,000 subscribers. We're ever so close to that goal. We're about 90 away. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. I'm out. Peace.